My uncle's family took over my luxury countryside villa under the excuse of helping me take care of it, but after moving in, they treated my entire estate like their personal playground. My uncle wore my custom-tailored suits worth thousands of dollars while working in the fields. My aunt used my expensive red wine to cook pig feed, and the worst part? She looked at the rare orchids inside my high-tech greenhouse and called them useless weeds. Then she ripped every single one out and fed them to the pigs just so she could plant green onions there instead. I rushed back to the village furious and demanded compensation, but before I could do anything, my cousin slammed into me with a farming vehicle, and now I've returned to the exact same day the villa was first completed. This time I decided to prepare something special for them. That very night, I secretly handed my greenhouse over to an agricultural research institute. All the rare orchids were removed and replaced with classified, genetically modified experimental plants. These research samples were worth millions. Some carried dangerous diseases. Others contained highly toxic neurotoxins. After everything was set up, I placed warning signs all around the greenhouse. Restricted research area. Anyone entering does so at their own risk, but I already knew my aunt wouldn't be able to resist. After all, this was a multi-million-dollar villa, and she wanted to show it off to the entire village. Around midnight, loud banging suddenly shook my front door. Open the door! So now that you make a little money, you don't recognize your relatives anymore? I already knew these people were shameless, but in my previous life, I never imagined they'd be this vicious. They didn't just drain my money, they took my life too. Good thing I returned in time. Otherwise, these bloodsuckers would have already invaded my house again. Outside, my little cousin shouted excitedly, "Mom, I want to live in this giant house. It's way better than our broken old place." Then my uncle yelled, "Lin Chen, if you don't open this door, I'll break the gate down myself. We came all the way here to help watch your house, and you're acting arrogant?" Standing behind the door, I took a deep breath. If this were my past life, I would have argued with them immediately. And once the fighting started, they would have forced themselves into staying anyway. But now I understood something. Logic doesn't work on people like this. The best way to deal with greedy wolves is to first let them taste luxury before throwing them into hell. So I opened the door with a smile. "Uncle, Auntie, you're here!" I was organizing some things inside, so I didn't hear you knocking. "It's actually great that you came to see the house." My uncle instantly smiled proudly. "Good, at least the boy still has some sense. You're busy living in the city. A huge farmhouse like this needs elders to manage it." I immediately nodded. "Of course, Uncle. In fact, this house is basically yours now. Stay in whichever room you like. Honestly, you're saving me the cost of hiring security guards." As I spoke, I watched the entire family stare at my villa with glowing, greedy eyes like robbers discovering treasure. They touched the leather sofas, the crystal decorations, the expensive furniture. My aunt even walked straight into the master bedroom and sat on the main bed like she already owned the place. Watching their disgusting, greedy expressions instantly reminded me of my previous life. Back then, I refused to open the door because I thought they would leave eventually. But the next day, after I returned to the city, they smashed through my boundary wall and illegally occupied my villa. Then they went around the village telling everyone I was a respectful nephew who invited them to live comfortably in my home. The villagers trusted them because they were family, and just like that, these parasites stole everything from me. My uncle was greedy and ignorant. He wore my expensive tailored suits while rolling around in mud doing farm work. My aunt used my luxury wine collection to cook meat every night, and their spoiled son even pulled my imported koi fish out of the pond just to barbecue them for fun. But the thing that truly broke me was the greenhouse. The moment my aunt saw my rare orchids, she ripped them out and fed them to pigs while saying, "These useless flowers are wasting space. I'll grow green onions here instead." When the greenhouse alarm notified me, I rushed back to the village demanding they pay for the damages. But instead my aunt threw herself onto the ground crying dramatically and accusing me of disrespecting my elders. And things only became worse after my accident. Instead of helping me get medical treatment, they bribed the village chief to label it an accident. Then they completely seized my villa, locked me in the basement like a dog while I was paralyzed, and slowly watched me starve to death while they enjoyed my money upstairs. But now that I've returned to the day the villa was brand new, I've decided to have some fun with these vampires first.